Okay, so another story about telling lies, talking to guys. So this is like way back in the day. Like I was probably 22, maybe 23. So that was cool. That was a minute ago. And I was living in Whitefish, Montana, which was a super fun place to live. So I was out at the bar, with my older sister, and she had a couple friends in town. And there was this guy, like good looking guy, and he kept going up to girls. Like I kind of was like watching how he was hitting on girls, and he'd go up to them and be like, "Oh my God, you're so pretty. Are you a model?" And like said that to so many girls, and I was like, "Bro." So, of course, then I went up to him and was like, "Oh my God, you're so hot. Are you a model?" And then he said something about like not really, but like he's been. I mean, I think he was a professional snowboarder or something, which would not be abnormal for Whitefish. Um, so anyways, we were like talking. I told him my name was Rachel, which was like my go-to fake name at the time. Other than if I like really didn't like someone, I would tell them my name was Brittany. And since this was, let's say, circa 2003, 2004, I would say, well, Brittany, not Britney like Spears. I don't know why. The things I did to entertain myself. Okay, so anyways, this guy, and then he starts telling me how this is like his last night in town. He's moving to California, blah blah blah. Like he's leaving in the morning. I'm never gonna see him again. Basically meaning like I need to go home with him, which was not gonna happen. He's cute, but whatever. And so we go our separate ways. We're leaving the bar end of the night. And he is driving away, and so clearly in the driver's seat, his friend, who I'd like talked to a little bit, is in the passenger seat, and I'm on the side of the road. So I'm like talking across the man in the middle as we came to know him. Um, and he's just telling me like his sweet goodbye. He's moving to California, blah blah blah. And I was still like, I mean, no, I'm not gonna go with you, but like, kind of wanted to make out with him a little bit. So I like came like part way in the car, so like my butt was sticking out, and then I like kissed him. The poor guy in the passenger seat is like, "What? This is absurd. Why is this happening to me?" So, anyways, also I would just like to point out that there was a cop like right there who's like seeing this happen, and this is definitely like something you can get away with being like a white girl that like just climbing into someone's car drunkenly, whatever. Anyways, so we say our goodbyes, never to see him again. Okay, well, turns out he wasn't actually telling the truth, was not moving to California the next day. It was like a couple months later that he was moving. So we, I find this out because he comes, no, wait, did he come into the restaurant? No. So he is driving by the restaurant where I work, I think the next morning, maybe 2 days later. And I was like, it was super early in the morning. I was outside, like putting up the umbrellas, whatever. And he drives by with his friend. And his friend was very, like, friends with me, but very good friends with one of my younger sisters. And he's like, oh my God, there's Rachel. And the other guy was like, that's Katie. And he's like, no, 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 I met her the other night. We made out. Her name is definitely Rachel. And the other guy was like, no, that's definitely Katie. Like, I'm really good friends with her sister. So, anyways, then I think he came into the restaurant and, like, said something to me. And I was like, oh, yeah, no, I have a twin sister. Like, Katie and Rachel, like, we're twins. Ha ha. Again, talks to this other guy, and he's like, no, they're not twins. That's one person. That's Katie. Um, anyways, I'm not really sure what it is about me that made me want to tell these stories to people, but it was fun. No harm, no foul, I suppose. Okay, also, I forgot the most important part of that story is so like I said, my sister and her two friends had come out for the night with us, and this was my first time meeting them. They were from out of town. Really funny guys. And they eventually they left, went on their merry way back home, and they called and left me a voicemail where they sang a customized version of The Man in the Mirror, and they called it The Man in the Middle, and it was an ode to the guy in the passenger seat when I was making out with California guy. And I wish that I still had that song because it was so funny and so appropriate. And I don't know how much effort and time they put into it, but man, it was a jam. Good job, guys. Well done.